Hey there, all you farm loving fools. Here's today's project. Now, I got you in kind of close, but this is my hay rake, and we got to replace a few of these spring teeth on here. They break off generally when you hit the ground or mole hills or woodchuck holes or whatever. They got a mound of dirt, and it just peels the springs back and snaps them off because they're hardened metal. So I'm going to show you how to do a couple of those. They happen to have all kind of broke right here in the same area, which is convenient today. Normally I got to flip it around and look at different spots, but these are pretty easy to replace. My thought is we're going to get into something where it kind of wears out and people always want to put a new part on there. Well, if we have one that's wore out, I'll show it to you. We could just hammer it back, put a couple of welds on it from a wire feed welder. That metal tends to be harder than the metal that was originally here. So where it's egg shaped a hole, we can fix that, make it better than original, which is my game. I always like to make it better and cheaper. So win-win. Let's get a couple off, see how this goes. Pretty simple, but like everything farm, it gets complicated, or at least I make it look harder than it really is. Whoa, that thing moves. Be careful. I'm going to use power tools a little today, but we're outside. Shouldn't be too bad. I did bring regular wrench in case we have any trouble. So can you guys see right in here? I think you can. If not, I won't post the video. But basically, there's just two bolts that holds on this bar. And I put a little, I don't remember what, WD? Something on them. Try not to strip the thread. That's the only reason. Not that I couldn't get them loose. But they're just a carriage bolt that goes through there. We'll lube them up before we put them back on just to help them from rusting so bad. We'll reuse them. I mean, if possible. Not too shabby. I didn't bring a hammer. Didn't think I was going to need one, as usual. Lock washer that works. I'll put it right there. So they just go through this metal bracket, and that pin goes through the spring itself and holds it. And the egg shape I meant is here. Sometimes they'll get wallered out down here from being pushed on. This one's in pretty good shape, so I don't think we need any adjustments on that. I'll grab a new spring. Oh, I want to use that old one. I just couldn't put one new one on there. That one looks in good shape. Grab us a new one and put on there. Just fish them through. You know, the old mechanic trick. If you don't know how it goes together, just make it like the rest of them. I mean, isn't that always the trick? Put that through there. Just takes a few minutes. This isn't a hateful job. Get in there, little guy. All right. Washer's back on. These have been on and off a dozen times. I do have spare bolts if we happen to break one. Come on, little guy. There it is. One more. Put them in. That's just that simple. I've got what? 1, 2, 3. I think there's 4 right here to do like this. They don't need to be cranked to the moon. The reason I say that is you can spread out that holder. But there we go. Good as new. Let's try another one. Let's go until. Oh, that's a tough one. Yeah, I should have lubed it more. We'll go over here. Didn't take me long to run into trouble, did it? And that one come right off. And those nuts don't want to fall out. All right, we'll leave it in there. Let's try this one again. Yep, broke it right off. That little guy's got some power. So there we go. You run into that problem occasionally. Well, that one's stuck in there pretty good from all my messing around. All right, well, we'll skip that one until I get parts out of the garage. What I should have done, let it run back a little bit and switch up. Those things do not want to come out of there today. Piece of cake. One broken one, not bad. Again, that's just a long carriage bolt, and you can see they get kind of rusty. All right, that one's good. I'll pick up all them broken parts when I'm done. Otherwise, I waste a bunch of time cleaning up in the middle of a project. That's not very productive anymore. All right. This is my daily do. Something like this every day. And I don't mind. Don't think I'm complaining. Put a little spray on the way in too. I don't know if it helps. I just feel better. Let's see if I can get these little nuts out of there. Looks like I got one. The other one's down in there deep. Real deep like. You guys don't want to hear all that tapping, do you? There we go. Yep, a little dirt in there. Never hurt anything. Strip them threads easier. By the way, these are only 1/2 inch. There's another one in there from the last one. These are 1/2 inch bolts, so you can't expect them to have a lot of strength. And they don't need it. They just have to hold that spring in place. All right, that one's broke. We only got one more to do. Hang on, we'll do it real quick. It's right here. That one come right off. And that one come right off. Maybe I should have let that lube set in a little bit. I'm always in a hurry. Don't always have overnight to let stuff sit around. See how this one looks. Oh, I dropped my washers. Actually, the looks of that one's kind of bent up. So I think I'll throw that in the used pile. Good used, I think we call it. It's usable, serviceable, I think is the word. But there's no sense of letting new ones sit in the cabinet when I got bent ones out here. I'll save that one for later. Yep, that's how that works. Always something for later. Not a bad job. Just take some time. Fiddle with it, you know. I didn't notice any of these two egg shapes, so must be I'm taking better care of it than the last guy. Hard to know, but I'm not seeing as many break, and I'm not seeing as many bend. Now, I bragged up I'm taking better care of it, but I broke 4 of them. This from last year. I was out of new springs. I think 1 or 2 is kind of classic per year, but not 4. Again, this thing is built, I don't know, back in the 40s, 50s, maybe 50s, 60s, right in there. And it has held up great. You know, better than the new stuff anyway. We'll leave that alone. All right, we'll get this one done, and I'll go find a bolt for the other one and wrap that up. It's going to be raking tomorrow, so I'll bring you back for that or whatever else I run into. So thanks for coming. That's another short video. I'm going to try to keep these 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes. See if you guys enjoy what I'm doing. I'm not going to drag you around while I go find that bolt. We'll just put out another video in a little while. Thanks for coming. Gotta go.